Hello everybody and welcome back to our Autobrake chatter. This is clip number 2. I never actually thought I would make a series out of this, but eventually here we are. What we have here is an Autobrake by his master's voice, which I've been told is commonly referred to as model number 3. And the gramophone on which is mounted is a wonderful HMV 156. Well, if you've seen the clip concerning the HMV 102 portable model, this Autobrake will look much simplified, and as you can see, it's completely disconnected by the motor or anything else. It just has a pair of clips that go up to the tone arm in order to sense its position, but otherwise there are no gears or sensors or pins connected to the motor. What will stop the record is a very common leather pad which is placed here. On other units, but not this specific one, here there might be a very common manual tab in order to manually set in motion or halt the turntable. This is completely missing in this unit, so the operation of this unit completely relies on this automatic mechanism. You don't have any way to set in motion or halt the turntable manually. As said before, this is only a plate screwed to the table board, to the motorboard, with no other connection to the inner gears. And it's actually a little bit annoying, as every time you have to remove the motherboard in order to oil or inspect the motor, you have to unscrew the plate from the motherboard. Otherwise the motherboard would not come off without scratching the arm board, as you can see here, done by some previous owner of this machine. Speaking in general, this is a reverse triggered Autobrake, which means that the Autobrake is activated by the tone arm moving backwards, like this. In many other cases, it's exactly the opposite, and the Autobrake is activated while the arm moves forward in the normal direction of the record, but has trespassed a specific point past the final grooves of the record. More in detail, what happens is that when the arm moves back and forth, these two parts, which are the core of the gear, this anchor in the form of a tooth, and this half moon over here, move in respect to each other. When the arm goes forward in the normal direction of the record, as you can see, there is a huge gap between the tooth and the half moon. But when the arm goes backwards, the tooth is set closer to the half moon. In this case, nothing is happening, as the mechanism is still not engaged. So the tooth stays pretty far one from the other. But as you can see, while the arm moves in one direction or another, the tooth is moved closer or apart from the half moon. This is exactly what it has to do. If you don't see this movement happen, then you have to rehole all these leverage over here. Let's see if we can see from another viewpoint. This is a very delicate part, which is friction activated by this kind of spider washer, a 3-arm spider washer here. We shall give just the correct amount of pressure in order for the levers to move when the arm is moved. This is a very delicate part, and I suppose that if those levers are bent or smashed in any way, it will be very, very hard to rehold them and have the mechanism work again. Let's see how the whole thing is operated. First of all, the arm has to be pulled all the way to the right in order to engage the Autobrake. While we do this, please take a look at the friction pad here, how it is pulled off the rim of the turntable. At the same time, the half moon has been moved closer to the anchor tooth. If the arm moves forward, nothing special happens, but there is a really very, very thin gap between the tooth and the half moon below it. See, it travels all along with a very tiny space between the two. But as soon as the arm goes backwards, the tooth will be pressed against the half moon and the auto brake will be triggered. Alright, everything is set up now in order to test out this mechanism. As said earlier, to engage it you have to pull the arm all the way to the right. While we listen to this immortal piece by Borodin, I would like to add that this mechanism is not really sensitive and it needs a very wavy locked in groove in order to trigger it. In my personal opinion, his master's voice decided to go the safe way with this one and preferred to have a mechanism that will eventually not stop all records, but for sure will not stop a record in a wrong point or at the wrong time. Alright, it has been correctly triggered at the correct point, although the record was made by Columbia. As said, this is not always the case, and especially with records which have a center locked and groove, this mechanism will do just nothing. In that case, you can do it manually. As said earlier, there is no tab to manually operate the turntable on this gramophone, but all you have to do is to lift up the arm and pull it back, and it will stop the record anyway. So thank you very much for watching. See you on the clip number 3, which will be forthcoming, and have a nice day.